Hi, this is a short video where I will explain how Splynx software is connecting to SageOne and other accounting platforms. So first of all, Splynx is the management software that helps internet providers and voice providers to manage their business efficiently. So it has a radio server, monitoring tools, subscription modules, allows people to use the cap, counts the data. It has a mobile portal and everything what internet and voice provider needs to provide their services to end users. And the SageOne is the accounting platform, QuickBooks, Xero, and similar. How we integrate our platform, Splynx, with these accounting platforms. First of all, we need to synchronize data between two platforms. How we do it, I will explain it now. And there you see there is items that we synchronize in the first step, then we synchronize customers, then we continuously push invoices out of Splynx to an accounting platform, and then we grab payments from accounting and pair them in Splynx. What I have here is there is a Splynx server with 6 testing clients that I created, and there is accounting platform account on the SageOne in cloud. So first of all, as I'm saying, we need to get items from the SageOne. Items, they will allow us to track accounting numbers, where transactions go. When I create in Splynx, I need to say, okay, this is accounting number 101 because this is the internet service recurring, and this is 102 because this is the voice service recurring, and this is 103 because it's a one-time installation fee. So that's what we do. We define these items in the SageOne and we push them out here to Splynx. So that's the first step of synchronization, how we do that. So here you can see there is a list of items with also including the accounting code. And then what we do, we go to Splynx, and in the settings of add-on, we got option to synchronize this data, accounting categories, and we can first of all, we load these categories from SageOne, and then we are tracking and we are mapping these categories to different transactions that are created in Splynx software. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step, what we do, we take all the clients from Splynx database because everything is managed inside Splynx, and we take these customers and we push them out to SageOne this way. So this is done, while this is done once, let's say this is done every hour. Okay, so this is the hourly basis. And if I want, I can also enforce this. So what I can do when I create my client, so I can just create a client. So you can see there is, if I go to my list of customers in SageOne, it will show me 6 clients as well here. Okay, there is one more client that I was adding through API, but from Splynx I pushed only 6 customers. So I can add a new client just with a random name, Robert Lee, for example, and I will synchronize this client with accounting platform. So as I say, every hour it's done. But what we can do, we can go to my accounting settings to config SageOne accounting. There is below everything, Splynx SageOne accounting. I click the button to synchronize my customers. Yes, I want. And see the history, what it will show me. Okay, import customer Robert Lee. Okay, so it's saying that Robert Lee was imported there. So if I go here to my SageOne, refresh that, it says there is a client Robert Lee with the data that it took from Splynx software. Okay, so that's the first integration. So the second one is when we create invoices and all these transactions, we move them also to SageOne with correct accounting numbers. So this is very important. That's why we synchronize the items. Okay, how this is done. I can go to my invoices, so you can see that there are plenty of invoices were created. I can check if these invoices were already pushed to accounting platform or not. So I can display my invoices here. I can go to customers, transactions, and customer tax invoices, and it will show me exactly the same numbers of invoices as you can see here, and with the date of generation of invoice. There are certain invoices that were pushed already out today, and these invoices were synchronized. I can also check it inside Settings and Splynx, so I can see each synchronization status. I can go to open my administration, and there is under accounting integrations, logs, and it says, okay, there is a customer that was created in September right now, Robert Lee, and he got the accounting ID. Okay, so he was not modified after that, he was just created, and he was updated and pushed there. Also, the same information is available for invoices. So you can see that there are some invoices that Splynx created already in September. They were created and they were pushed out to accounting ID. If the invoice is modified, then it says modified, and then again it will push out the change. So what we can do now, we'll just open this new customer, Robert Lee, here, that should appear as a new client, and I can just activate him, create him the new service, recurring service for internet, as we do usually, for 10 megabit per second, define all his PPPoE settings, IP addresses, whatever, and I will charge this client for that 1 month. Let's say he starts from 2nd. Okay, I can say that he's starting from 1st of September to not apply the prorata. When the client is ready to bill, I can just create him charge and invoice. So that's what I'm doing. It will create him one-time invoice now for recurring service with transaction date of 2nd of September, which is today, for 1,000 rand, including VAT. That's what I'm doing now. You can see this is his balance. And if I go now to my administrating and accounting integrations, this invoice will appear there, but he has no accounting ID and no accounting status, so it means that he was not pushed out. So he's not there on that client. He was not pushed yet. I can wait, as I'm saying, it's on an hourly basis, or I can push the button and it will send out the invoice to accounting platform. So let's push the button. Let's check how that works. I go to my config. Here I got my SageOne accounting, and I click the button invoices. So that's all. Easily it will show me the log. As you can see, it's importing the invoice, okay, and updating the invoice that was changed during this time. So when the invoice was imported, when I go now to this list of invoices, I should find this invoice as a new one. So I can just refresh that window. That's what I'm doing now. And there is a Robert Lee, and there is a 1,000 rand invoice. Okay, come on. SageOne should update something. And if I go to my settings in Splynx, in my logs of accounting integrations, you can see that there is one invoice, and that invoice was created correctly. Created in accounting ID it got. Okay, I'll refresh again SageOne. Here you can see the invoice was there. What I can do now, I can receive the payment, and that's the last step. Okay, when the invoice was pushed out, it was pushed out with correct accounting number and with the correct service. So you can see there is an account number and there is a description, service, and the VAT, and everything was set up correctly that I can use for my reporting, for my tax and revenue reports, whatever. Then I can create receipt and get this invoice paid. Okay, I receive the payments inside SageOne. So that's what I'm saying. You can connect your bank account, or you can connect SageOne, SagePay to this SageOne platform, and you receive your payments. So the payments are not pushed from Splynx to SageOne as invoices and customers, but it's taken from SageOne and it goes to Splynx, this direction. So let's simulate that. Okay, say that it's reconciled, everything we found, and we process the payment here inside SageOne accounting. Now the client inside SageOne is fine, he has no overdue invoices, and when I go to my Splynx, again I need to wait a bit when it will connect and synchronize it automatically because there is no payment. So I open this client, you can see this customer still has a balance negative. That means in Splynx that the customer doesn't pay us, so the invoice is unpaid. Here we can see this invoice is unpaid, but if I go to my administration and again do manual sync, or if I don't want to wait, as I'm saying, I can wait for like 20 minutes and it will do it itself. But what I can do, I can just click on the config, go here, push the button to synchronize the payments, to get new payments or synchronize all payments, and that will get a new payment. You see that there is a new receipt, the new payment that was added to this client exactly that we see here. So the invoice was paid already. That's cool. So the payment was also allocated in the payments here. So if I refresh the payment list, see there is a one customer and he got a payment. So that's how our accounting integration with the SageOne with other similar platform works. Thank you for your time. Stay connected.